Hello everyone, I thought I'd show off the latest build of this unnamed game. So I've recently added items, item crafting, item drops. So we have a party assembled already. We're gonna leave town and go kill some enemies. See if we can get a couple of drops to go craft some items. I've also added a compass to the top there, so you can help navigate your way around here. So when you approach an enemy, the combat will start. You can see here, it'll always target this top enemy here. If that one dies, it's going to go to the next one. There's some abilities where it will hit everyone or just, random people. So it's not exactly always the front guy, but he's going to be your main tank there. So you get the offense card, a defense card, and a utility card each turn. So they'll be randomized. You get 5 of each. So there'll be 5. Your deck will be comprised of 5 offense, 5 defense, 5 utility. And every turn it's just going to randomly choose from your deck. So there's no graphics or sound effects implemented yet for the cards. That's probably what I'm going to be working on next, since I got a lot of the other stuff finished. So see here, we have stone, deals 6 earth damage to an enemy. This plus level means how much the card is upgraded, so we're gonna go over that after we kill a couple of enemies here and get some items to craft with. So let's just try and kill this guy here. Alright. Alrighty. Okay, so we got an obsidian cube tier 1 and a sacred scepter. Let's try and kill one more enemy and see what happens. For the sake of time, I'm actually going to use my little cheat code here, just to insta-kill. Okay, so we got 2 more items, 2 more obsidian cubes. We got tier 2 one this time, in addition to the tier 1, and another sacred scepter. So we could explore a little bit, keep killing more enemies if we want to. If you see in the bottom left, it says time remaining. So basically, each level is going to have a main objective that you need to complete within the time frame. There'll be missions. It could be something like kill a boss or find certain items throughout. Still working on that. That hasn't been implemented yet. But basically, if the timer runs out, you just get returned to town and you would have to try again. The mission would not be successful. On a successful mission, still thinking about that. Maybe you unlock the next mission. It could be rewards. So if you want to grind out a level to try and get a particular item, you could, but we're just going to return to town here because we have our items to show off in the forge. The forge is where you do all your crafting, so we're going to click here. So basically, the way this layout works is you're going to choose your class. In the bottom right here, you can see how many of each item you have. So for the fighter, we don't have any raging spirits. Raging spirits are a consumable currency that when you click the consume button here, it's going to increase your skill points. Skill points are what you use to level up your cards. So we did get obsidian cubes, which are the black mage ones, so you can just click these to select the one you want, or you can mouse wheel or up and down on the arrow keys. So we have obsidian cube 1, we have 2 of them, and if you see here there's a 1 because we have one of the tier 2s. They function the same, the higher tiers will just give you more points. So if you see here we have 0 skill points and it says 0 out of 100 to our next level. We're going to consume. That gave us 100 points, which got us to our level, so if we use another one here, now we're 100 out of 150, we're still 1 skill point. And we can use this guy here. That gave, I want to say, 300 points, maybe a little more. So now the Black Mage has 3 points. In addition, we got this item here, which is the Sacred Scepter. It's the tier 2 for crafting White Mage items. So these items are the same for weapon, armor, offhand, and trinket. Basically, weapon is going to... Okay, let's just craft one so we can show it. So, weapons are going to buff up your offense cards. So let's click craft. So this is the random one we got here. And I see a little bug I need to fix. the rotation of this card is not correct. Uh, excuse me. I'm a little sick, so coughing and my voice is not great. So let me just show off this here. Basically, the primary skill, that's going to give +2 levels to Aurora Strike. The secondary is totally random. It can pick any card from any class. It could even pick the same exact one. You could get Aurora Strike again, which maybe that's kind of what you want. So it's like that way you can really beef up one card and get more levels. So we can craft one more. Let's do... armor would be defense. Trinket is actually can pick from any category. So it can be offense cards, defense cards, utility cards. So let's just do a trinket, I guess. Oh, clicked the wrong one here. I gotta fix that rotation thing, that's bothering me. Okay, so this gave Healing Touch +4, Aurora Strike +2, and Banish +2, which is a White Mage card. So we might be happy with this. This is actually a pretty nice card. And also, if you notice, let's go to the Dismantle button here, because that's where you could actually see your cards. It's one place you could see your cards. So if you notice, this card, both of these were tier 2 cards, but one had a single primary, and this one had 2. A tier 1 card has a very low chance of getting 2 primaries. A tier 2 card, better chance, and tier 3 and 4, higher chance. And then in addition, the plus levels will be higher on higher tier cards, so you can have like +6, +7. In addition to that, there's another thing I haven't implemented into the game yet, where specific cards will get abilities that enhance them. So like, I don't know, if the Black Mage card Stone costs mana to cast it, Black Mage mana to cast it, maybe if you get a special item crafted, it could reduce the mana cost, or I don't know, things along that line. Just special abilities that will enhance one specific card, rather than just purely plus levels. So that hasn't come yet, but it will. So let's go to the tavern, where we can look at our party here. So we crafted some White Mage items, so we're gonna click our White Mage here. And now we can click the different categories. So you see we have one weapon here, we have no armor items, no offhand items. We do have subclass items that we can equip. So we are a White Mage. We could, let's say, equip Black Mage. And now when we go to edit deck, we actually have Black Mage and White Mage cards accessible to us. But let's not focus on that right now. Let's go to our weapon. So this is +2. I'm actually going to unequip that for now. So we have +2 Aurora Strike and +3 Tortoise Strike. Tortoise Strike is a champion skill. So that's not going to do anything for us unless we equip the champion subclass. So now let's take a look. This was +2 Aurora, +3 Tortoise Strike. So you see here, Aurora Strike has +2, and it's doing 34 to 54% light damage with a 21% chance to paralyze. If we were to unequip this and then go back, now it's 0 and it's 30 to 50 with a 20% chance. So every card scales with card levels, which is this plus number that you see here. And then in the bottom left, this stat will also increase. So as your character levels up, you'll gain stats. And then that, in conjunction with the plus card levels, are going to boost your card up to do a lot more damage. So let's see here. If we equip this again, Tortoise Strike, we can click these buttons in the bottom right so we can see the subclass only cards. Tortoise Strike has +3 here. If you see in the bottom left, total skill points available. If you remember those obsidian cubes we got, using those would give you skill points, but obsidian cubes will only give you skill points for the Black Mage class. There's a different consumable you would need to get for White Mage skill points. So if we look here, you see the Black Mage has 3 available skill points. So you can click this button to increase the damage. You see it's really not scaling all that much, so 3 points only brought it up 1. It's a multiplier to your stats. So again here, this scales with intelligence. This is a level 1 black mage, he doesn't have that much intelligence yet. At higher levels, when your intelligence is higher, these plus the skill levels are going to be more impactful. So this +3 is exactly the same as if you had a card that was giving you +3 to stone. If you had a card that was giving +3 to stone and 3 skill levels, this would be +6. Another thing to show or mention is from your skill points down here, you can only boost a card to +10. 10 is the cap when you're using your class's skill points. Your items can raise a card's level above 10. So if we had 10 skill points to use and poured them all into stone here, and then we had an item that gave +5 to stone, it could be +15. So cards can really get amped up quite a bit in the late game here. These little icons just show you the mana cost for it. So stone 2 costs 2 mana, stone costs 1 mana. Again, there might be modifications to that later on. And the last thing to show off is back in the forge. So we crafted our items here. If you get items you don't like, you can actually dismantle them. This will only show unequipped items. So we have 2 items. One of them was equipped still. I think I had it on you. Right, so let's take that back just so we can use it. Now we go into the forge. We go to dismantle, we see both of our items here. You can click the... If you see in the bottom right here, we have 0. Alright. So that item is basically destroyed. It's dismantled, it's gone. But it gave us some points here that we can use. I don't know what I'm calling these yet. I guess materials is the word. And we can dismantle this one too if we want. Higher tier items will dismantle into more materials. So a tier 1 is only going to give 1, tier 2 will give 3, tier 3 will give 9, tier 4 would give 27 is how I have it at the moment. So now you have these points. You know, we're 6 out of 3 here, 6 out of 9 here, 6 out of 27, 6 out of 81. These can be used to craft anything. So if you want, let's say we want more Black Mage skill points here, we could use them to craft obsidian cubes and then consume them, and we would get more Black Mage skill points. If we are looking for champion defense cards and we want to craft armor here, we could use the materials down here to craft the different consumables here. Let's just use a little cheat code, hit J here, and that gave us a couple of items to craft here. So this is a tier 4 item. Let's go ahead and craft that. And then we can dismantle this, and that will give us 27, which should bring us to 33. Yep, there we go. So when you have no more items to dismantle, it brings you out of that screen back to here. So now we have 33, which is enough to craft up to a tier 3 of an item. So let's say we wanted we want a champion armor item. So we can click tier 3, we can click this craft button, and now we have one. And now we can just hit craft, and it's going to craft a tier 3 champion item, which we can now go and equip, or if we don't like it, we can dismantle it, although we'll only get 9 for this, which would bring us to 15. Right, and now we only have enough to craft a tier 2, so we can try that again. We go champion, armor, tier 2, craft, hit the craft button. Right, and now we're pretty low on material, so it's almost sort of like a single-player MMO. You can go out farming and get you know, item drops to come back and craft, which will make you stronger and help you complete your missions. So that's kind of what the gameplay loop is. You know, still working on a lot of things, going to be adding things. Taking a lot of inspiration from one of my favorite MMOs, which is Final Fantasy XI. You'll have missions, you'll have you know, hidden monsters that maybe randomly spawn sometimes don't, which can give you, you know, more special drops. Probably going to focus that on the reliquary here, which is not implemented yet. Those would be one-time items that you obtain and have forever, and can enhance your characters. And, you know, for example, if we look in the tavern here, if you mouse over these icons, it tells you what these slots do. The slots all function differently. So the first slot, this character will take less damage but deal less damage, and also enemies prioritize attacking him. So you're going to want to put your tank here. Maybe if you get some items in the reliquary, it can give more bonuses to the character in this specific slot. The 2 and 3 just deal increased damage, and 4 gives you increased turn rate. So, you know, I put my white mage here, it'll get more turns compared to the other characters, and can make sure you keep your tank alive, for example. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to show for now. Probably going to be adding in effects for the abilities next, to give more feel and liveliness to the game. And then I'm going to try and flesh out this first level, add more things to do in it, and then at that point I think we're going to push out a demo to playtest. And if you're interested in that, you can join our Discord, which will be in the YouTube description below, and offer your feedback, anything you'd like to see in the game, and yeah, maybe even help me come up with a name for it, because I still don't know what I'm calling this game. Alright, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.